Welcome back, my business besties. Today is a conversation where you're going to need a pen and paper. We're going to be talking about how to get found on AI search. I have an expert in my program that is specifically AI search related that I think is the best, and it's working. I'm being found on AI search. My members are. And the thing is, this is so rapidly changing fast that my promise to you is I will always be on top of it and I will always bring it to you. Things have changed a whole lot. In 2018, when I had a website, I didn't have a whole lot of content. Honestly, I probably had maybe 4 panels. Do you know what I mean when I say panels? And some calls to action, and that was it. But now you need at least 1,500 words, write that down, on every single page. And think of content as junk food for the AI bots. Picture the bots like little Pac-Men. Because think about it. If you don't have the junk food, which is the words, which is the content on your website, they can't spit you out when people are asking the questions because people go to their friendly bot. Mine happens to be ChatGPT. Maybe yours is Claude or Gemini. And I'm sure even by the time this recording comes out in the next year, there'll be like 15 others. What do we go to our bot for? Questions. Okay. We go with questions. What are we looking for? Answers. So those answers are words, and those answers now need to be on your website. Here's what's changed. Do you have a specialty page called individual therapy? Do you have a specialty page called maybe it's adult therapy? Well, here's what we're learning. People now have a different relationship with their AI bot than they did with Google. And if you think about search behavior, what's changed? Well, we got used to going to Google and writing in shorthand. We got used to writing for the Google algorithm, right? So before, if I was looking for therapy for myself, because I'm going through premenopause, let's say, actually true story, I would type in Toronto therapy premenopause. That was it. We were trained working with Google for the last 15 years to speak that way. But how do you speak to your bot? You say it in 35 words, don't you? I don't know what's going on with me. I can't sleep. I'm hormonal all the time. I feel like I'm a teenager again. I don't know. Do you think it's premenopause? Can it happen this early? What are the symptoms? I'm just blah, 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 blah. And then what does that bot do? It goes and searches for me and it's looking for all of those words. And now you need those words. So that's number one. But here's what we're not doing. Think of what a person would say to their bot if they're thinking about therapy. It's not, I'm looking for individual therapy. They don't use that keyword. I'm looking for adult therapy. No. Instead, they're going to be talking about, what did you notice I just did? I talked about my problem, premenopause. I also talked about my symptom. Yes, because that's how people search, but that's also especially, it's so interesting because we now have this very weird, we're living a sci-fi life, my friend, but this relationship with an entity, which is a robot, but they know us so well, and we now go to them for everything that we absolutely trust them. So it's more likely that I overshare because I know the more information, the more symptoms, the more of my problem I give it, the better results it will spit back out. But it gets even weirder. They now are finding that my bot will spit out the name of a therapist in Toronto that has on their website premenopause women, and I'm going to get into specificity in a second, and has a lot of what I said on the website. And what they're finding is I don't question my bot. I don't go in Google. I just say, okay, yep, you know me so well. Where's the phone number? I'm going to call. That's weird. It's funny because they say we have a trust recession. Have you heard that term? I'm going to do an episode on that maybe. And it is true. When someone calls me now, I don't pick up the phone. I assume it's spam. Many people have tried to fraudulent say my card was lost to steal all the things from me, right? We've all been there. But at the same time, I have this best friend in my pocket called ChatGPT that when I ask it a question, I believe it. I do not go and double check. And I know you're the same. So this is amazing. Now let ChatGPT, whatever your preference is, Gemini, Claude, be your referral partner. And the way to do that is the junk food, which is the content on your website. If you have a specialty page called individual therapy, adult therapy, change it immediately. I'm going to walk you through what to actually change it to. This is new information. A lot of my members have individual therapy. That's just how the website people did it. I did it. So I want you to know that if you have this, everybody has it. And here's the good news. The moment you change it and give the bots your junk food, they're coming after you. That Pac-Man is on its way in the best way. What do you change it to? There's 3 pillars. 1, you want specialty pages on problems. People are talking about their problem. I'm going to go into that more in a second. You also want specialty pages on modalities. So people search problems first, then they search modalities, then they search populations. And some of you don't have any specialty pages on problems. I'll define what that is. And here's the thing, starting right now, pause me, ask Siri to remind you tomorrow. I believe you should be creating, yes, the blogs are still there, keep them up and lean into the problems on those. But now the advice is create 1 specialty page a month. Honestly, even more if you can. You're probably thinking, well, where do they go? Do you know the very top of your website? That is called a nav bar. If you click on the nav bar, you're going to have a drop down and that's going to list all the problems that you help with. Then you're going to have different populations that you work with, and there could be a drop down. Do you know what I mean? So you click it, and then it drops down all the other populations you work with. But just know, in general, people search problems first. The more of those you have, the more you will show up right now on AI search. Then they search modalities, which are solutions, and then they search populations. Let me explain. I actually have a whole podcast on this on my Counselling Commitment Pyramid. I'm going to show you here if you're watching on YouTube so you see it visually. I'm also going to put a link to more details in the show notes. So you'll see at the bottom of the pyramid, which is the widest part, is symptoms. You see, most people don't even know that they have anxiety. They don't even know that they have the problem. So on your specialty page, when you talk about the problem, let's say it's a phobia, or let's just say it's anxiety, like a large, not as specific. Within that page, you want to be super specific about the symptoms. That's why we go to our bot, and that's what we're talking about to them. And then within a millisecond, they're crawling the web looking for that information and going to pull it out. And if you don't have specificity and symptoms, or even you don't even have a page on it, how would you show up? The bottom of the pyramid is symptoms. I think that it's interesting what we sell therapy, because we're selling something where not everybody wants therapy. They just want to feel better. But not everybody knows. They didn't go to school like we did. They don't even know that most people have no idea. They're walking around their life depressed, no idea. Or even better, most people have trauma, small t, big T, and they have no idea. Make sure to lean in to symptoms. There are people who do know, thanks to TikTok and Instagram. They're more informed now, and they might be like, oh, I feel like this might be trauma, but still not the majority of the population. So having a specialty page on the problem is going to help you a lot. But let's go up the pyramid. If you go up even further, what do you see? You got it. You see solutions. Less people are searching for solutions than symptoms and problems, but some people are for sure, especially because the TikTok era, people know now, not all of them, what EMDR is, what IFS is, what parts work is. not a lot of people, but you definitely want specialty pages on those as well, which I mentioned modalities, but they're not searched as frequently as problems. Now, this is going to help you on AI search, and I'll get to the top of the pyramid in a second, which is your practice, but it also helps you. I'm talking about all the content you write, the blogs you write, the social media posts, the email marketing. You see, if I'm scrolling Instagram and you pop up, but I just think, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I think I just have like maybe a bit of IBS and I can barely breathe half the time, but I don't even know that that's called anxiety because I've had it my whole life, let's say. And if your post is talking about anxiety, it's just white noise to me and it will not stop the scroll. Do you see that? So this will help you show up on AI, but also help you with your social media, getting people to actually read your blogs because you're talking about what they're thinking about. Now, for the top of the pyramid, which is practice, of course, way less people are going to their ChatGPT bot asking about you. They have no idea who you are. And way less people are, it's not going to stop the scroll because, again, most people don't even know that they need therapy. They're going to be talking about, I'm suffering with this. Then you have that on your website, or maybe it's a blog, or maybe it's a reel that you did, or a YouTube video, and ChatGPT gives it to me. And I watch it and I'm like, oh, okay. Being irritable with my kids and not sleeping and clenching my jaw. This might be a type of anxiety. And I'm reading on your website with a call to action, and I book. And you pay nothing, and this is a free referral. And then you increase your specialty pages, and you literally double the amount of clients coming your way. Okay, so let's go over everything we've learned so far. You're going to change your specialty page. No more individual therapy or adult therapy. You're going to lean way more into problems, a different specialty page for each problem. Within that specialty page, we're going to be talking more about symptoms. That's what people are living every single day, and that's what they're going to their bot for. Then you're going to have separate specialty pages on modalities and even separate on populations. Are some people going to search populations like child therapy, adult therapy, couples therapy? Yes, but most of them are saying, what does it mean if I don't want to have sex with my husband anymore? Does it mean that I still love him? Why do I obsess over my child's future? Why is my child, it feels like they hate me? Those are the things that we know we're talking to our bot for. Now, the next biggest piece here that I really want you to take away, if you take anything, please take this, specificity. So on each of these pages, specifically the problem one, when you're talking about symptoms, don't just list a clinical list like a DSM for diagnosis. Are you feeling this? You want to elicit my emotion. Emotion leads to action. And how to do that is to be very, very specific and visual. Vivid. Paint a vivid picture that is tactical, like I feel it. Are you sick of waking up at 2 a.m, replaying that conversation with your boss? Are you sick of on the weekends not being able to relax because your to-do list and you're obsessively thinking about it and not in the present moment with your kids? People are going to read that and say, oh my God, that's me. But here's the interesting thing about memory. We want to elicit emotional memory. We do this with specificity, okay? Specificity equals emotional memory. Research tells us that when I read that very vivid, do you wake up at 2 a.m., replaying the conversation with your boss, even though I may not have had that exact moment, my brain works where it remembers something similar. How cool is that? So I'm going to connect with that example, even though I haven't had that exact example. So the example of, I don't have sex with my husband anymore. Does it mean that I still love him? I might still be making a little love with my husband, but I might be thinking, oh my gosh, I question my relationship too because of A, B, and C. You want to lean into the symptoms, but you really want to go deep into specificity. And here's the beautiful thing. You're smart. I love hanging out with you because you're smart. It makes it easy. And because you're smart, you went to school for way too long. We both did. We're not normal, right? No one goes to school that long. That you can do this well. It's creative. And here's the thing. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, Nicole, you're asking me to do one specialty page a month. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Sit down. It's summer here, or almost summer. Go in your backyard, take your shoes off, sit on the lawn, and talk to your bot. Share what you know they go through. You've been doing this. You're sitting in front of humanity day after day, or maybe you're not doing that anymore and your team is. Talk to your team. Lean into, what am I hearing in supervision? And then get your bot. Yes, it can. It can write your specialty page. That doesn't hurt us anymore. Google's okay with that. Everyone's doing it. Get your bot to write it. The only thing I do believe you have to invest in is get it well designed. So you're going to write it. Just save the money. Do it yourself. Or even better, you're not going to write it. You're going to lay on your lawn and you're going to talk and be creative and paint some visual pictures in your head. And then your bot is going to write it. And then you're going to pay for and invest a very small amount, send it to your website person and say, please add this to the navigation bar and make it pretty, add the happy faces and the CTAs, and done. One thing I didn't mention is you're also going to add FAQs to every single page. This matters now everywhere, even your team page now. It now matters on your team page. But on all of these pages, the problem ones, the modality ones, the population ones, you're going to have at least 10 FAQs. You need a lot. Frequently asked questions. You can ask your friendly bot, what are people searching for? Or you can even go to Google and type in, you know how when you go to the search bar and you type in a question and then it spits out other people are searching for and it tells you other similar things they're talking about, you can do that. Or better yet, you're hearing it. Aren't we so lucky that we have access into the human psyche that other people don't? You're here, like I just said, you're hearing it in supervision. Talk to your team of therapists. They'll tell you I believe, you're going to kill it in the chat bots if you come up with that, because the AI search is so hungry. That Pac-Man is so hungry for unique information that a bot actually cannot produce. So try to do it if you can. Like, that's why I'm saying talk to your bot. Please don't say, do not do this. Create a page for me on phobias. Don't do that. Instead, I want you to talk for a while. Oh, by the way, did you know this? I don't know if this is embarrassing or not, but you can talk to ChatGPT, because you know how you press the button, you just talk and it answers like a friendly bot for an hour and a half. And then that's the max. I only know this because I've literally you get 90 minutes a day and I have the paid plan because I've been driving to the spa and I'll be talking to my bot and then it's just like, sorry, you've run out of space. You're talking way too much to me. But I'll just talk, and I'll get ideas for events and I'll just brainstorm. They're my consultant, but it's all my ideas. I'm just throwing them out there. So you do it. You have so much knowledge. Trust yourself. And then they do the writing. And then of course you'll review it. And then it's on your website. I leave you with one last thing to ponder. They're going to your website, the bots. And people aren't always going to your website. You're always going to need a website, but they're going to their bot and their bot is telling them about you. And sometimes they're just calling you. Sometimes the bot will give them your online booking and they're not even going to your website. But for now, there are a lot of people that will still go there. And my question for you is, have you outgrown your website? When was the last time that you updated it and invested in it. And this is for members inside my program, the Clinic Growth Map. In our coaching, a lot of you move to private pay and premium rates, or some of you go hybrid, or some of you stay in network. Specifically for those who are going to private pay premium rates, you need a premium website. They expect a premium website if you have premium prices. And some of you haven't updated your website yet. You've continued to increase your rates, but your website is old and you haven't, it's like the one that you did yourself. You see, people are taking longer to make therapy decisions. Are you feeling that? And it's because just like you would spend money on an expensive hotel, it would take a minute to make that decision. Maybe you would talk to your partner about it, go to the website a few times, even read some reviews, or go to their Instagram. They're doing that for you. And if you don't have a premium website, they will go find one because there's an expectation, just like a hotel. When you show up, you expect high level. And if it's not there, they bounce. You now know way more information than you did 20 minutes ago. Take it and run, my beautiful friends, and I'll see you next week.